Hey friends, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor. I'm here with one of our Painters Clubhouse members who I actually got to meet just a month ago in Dallas, Texas, Miss Heather Shackleford.
Hi.
Heather is one of the members of our Painters Clubhouse, and this week I am doing my best to interview at least one Painters Clubhouse member each day to kind of share their journey and how they kind of got started painting and what Painters Clubhouse has done for them. So, Heather, if you would maybe start out just by telling us like where you're from and how you got started painting.
I'm originally from Fort Smith, Arkansas, but 3 years ago we sold everything to move up so I could take care of my grandbaby. And I'm sorry, the sound. Oh, Lord.
Oh, it sounds fine on my end, so I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, we sold everything to move up so I could take care of my oldest grandbaby. Now I've got another one, but besides that, since we moved up here, but we love it up here. And so now I've moved up to Centerton, which is right next to Bentonville. Because most people, when you say Centerton, they don't know. But when you say Bentonville, they're like, oh, yeah, I know where that's at.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah. So how old is that grandbaby now?
You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I said, how old is your grandbaby now? How long have you been there?
Huh?
How long have you been there?
2.5 years.
Okay. And how long have you been a Painters Clubhouse member? I was trying to remember.
My first workshop was last fall's workshop where we did the double-sided door hanger. And I can remember almost crying to my husband every night when we would get done. Oh, it looks so bad. And, it's my favorite one to date.
Is it really?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. It is my favorite. Oh, let's see. It's hard to with the camera to figure it out.
That's the one we did last fall.
Yes, and it's my favorite one because the turkey, he's just amazing. Well, if I can.
Pretty stinking cute, yes.
But yeah, he is just absolutely amazing and the cutest thing ever. And I actually have not put him on my door because we have a brand new door and my husband will not let me put anything on it at this moment. So I put it on an easel and display it in the house in the holiday seasons.
We've got a bunch of our Painters Clubhouse sisters in the comments. Pam Savage says, hey, there's my sweet buddy, Heather.
Yes, I am. I love her.
And I see Marie Mosley.
Hi, Marie. Yes, we'll be seeing her tonight on the Zoom.
Yes. Tonight, what we're having in our Painters Clubhouse about every month, we do a Zoom paint party. And so Marie has started hosting some of those, which is amazing because if you know Marie, she is very shy. She was kind of a wallflower when she joined the Painters Clubhouse. And now she's hosting the social event that we do every month, which is the Zoom paint party. And so a lot of our Pumpkin Trio workshop participants are going to be joining in on that too. So that'll be fun.
Yes, she is so sweet, and we have so much fun on there.
Sweetheart. I got to meet her in Dallas as well. Hello, Joan, how are you? And I see we've also got Darla and Emily watching us. If you guys have any questions about Painters Clubhouse, feel free to ask them now because I love hearing our members' responses to some of these kind of questions. Like, I know one question we get pretty often is like, what do you get in Painters Clubhouse? So I always try to say, well, we teach 2 door hangers every month and you get a tutorial, but like, what is your favorite thing about Painters Clubhouse that you feel like you get out of it, Heather?
I knew this before I met you because most people just have a gut instinct, but what you see with you, Tamara, is what you get. You're so laid back. You are so sweet. You have a calming spirit, definitely, helping us with teaching us how to do everything. But like I said, I was so excited when I got to meet you because, some people you see on screen and they're one way, but then, you meet them in person, they're totally different.
Yes.
And that's not that way with Tamara. Like I said, what you see is what you get. But also really kind of like with the same ladies, though. I think besides 3 or 4 of your other guest teachers that you've had, I don't know if you call them teachers or how you
call them all different kinds of things. Teachers, friends, instructors.
Yeah, they are the only Facebook things I'm a part of that does not have drama. Mm-hmm. And major cussing and, I'm saying, that kind of stuff. I mean,
it feels like a safe place.
Yes, it's a very safe place. And I don't know how many times, especially with me being there, I'll get on there and say, okay, I've messed up with black. Now, or I messed up with this color. Now, what color is it that I could, need to put underneath it to fix it? And the ladies are always so quick to jump on there and just give you suggestions. And they're always so sweet. I mean, I've never had a rude comment ever in my life in the year that I've almost done this. I've never had it, anything rude or anything like that. Everybody's just so sweet but gosh, like just besides door hangers, I thought, I've learned through you and others how to take care of my brushes. I never knew how to take care of brushes because I never did like on a regular basis, like I'd paint walls and paint this and paint that, and you kind of know, and you just throw them in there and you hope if they make it fine, you'll just buy new ones. Well, you don't want to do that necessarily when you're doing this, so you can save money on the brushes, but yeah, no, and you've taught us how to make bows. Oh my gosh, bows, y'all.
Bows are not my favorite part of any project. I feel like they're a necessary thing because they do add something to it, but I hate making them.
You showed us how to do this one.
That's adorable.
And let me tell you, if it wasn't for you, it would not be that pretty. No, I mean, like I said, you just learn so much. It's not just door hangers. I mean, I feel like I've invested in, acknowledgement and education, but in a fun way where you don't know that you're doing that, So yeah, like I said, I've gained so much from it, and lifelong friends. Tamara mentioned the live that she did, and we got to meet people. I had never. Number one, drove 5 hours away by myself.
Wow.
And two, had never spent all night with people that I did not know.
Did you share a room with strangers?
Oh, yeah. I shared a room with Sheila.
I'm so proud of you. That is awesome.
And Annette.
Yes.
Sheila's the one who did the boot. Remember
that? I remember. How do you say her last name?
I love Annette. We had the best time. I mean, like if God could have dropped 2 other sisters in my life, I don't know how he could have done it in a better way, because we laughed, and we did learn on night 1, if you've ever go to one of her events, don't stay up till 3 o'clock or 2. Yeah, I don't know. I think we stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning talking.
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh. The next day it was like, I can't keep up. I'm just a mess. But it was more because I stayed up late. But it was just, it was so worth it. We had so much fun.
That's what happens. Like when you go to something like that and you're put in a room with kindred spirits, you want to stay up all night talking to them because you're like, where have you been all my life? Like you feel like you've made such a deep connection so fast.
Yeah.
I know I felt that way when I met some of my friends. We went to a conference together, and now I call them the Creative Club, and a lot of them were at Dallas with us, and we were the same way, and we're still that way. Anytime we get together, we're up late every night talking because we feel like we got to soak up every minute that we're able to be together. So I'm so glad you found people like that.
Thank you. Just don't ask Sheila how I drive.
We joke about Heidi's driving too. Heidi, Texas Heart and Soul. She's a crazy driver, let me tell you.
We saw the turnpike where I picked her up like 3 times before we ever got out of the Dallas airport.
It's so funny. This sweet person, Stephanie, said, Heather is always quick to jump in and help, especially for newbies like me. So you're definitely a valuable member of our community, Heather.
Thank you.
Christy is on here. Christy Higdon. She said, I'm so proud of you. Your work is amazing. Show us some of the other things you've got behind you, Heather, because you were showing me a couple before we hit the live button, but they didn't get to see them.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of glad that I wasn't first like Dee was, because I didn't know what to expect, and I was so nervous. But anyway, seeing what Dee does was amazing. But these are ones that I do about this time. The 3 beautiful witchy ladies.
We have to say that because technically Disney copyrights certain words and things that you might put on those. But
3 beautiful witchy ladies, part 2 is coming out this year, and so like I said, they were just going originally. I don't even know. I think one of the girls one of my daughters wanted one. I can't remember exactly how I came up with it, but then I came up with it, and everybody loved them. And my husband said, "Don't you have one? Don't we have one here at the house?" I said, "No, I've sold them all." So I borrowed he went to my daughter's last night, and so I could borrow it to show.
So it's just 3 pieces of wood put together, and then you painted their figures on each one.
That's this one here is a smaller one because she lives in an apartment, so you know, you can't have as big of an area. My other daughter has the one where we've gotten pallets. The company my husband works for, they, you know, throw pallets out all the time. And so we get the wood from that to make these.
Yeah.
That hers is a heavier, you know, bigger one.
Yeah.
Thing. But yeah, I'll see. I do that, and I don't have any of my. These are just some of the other door hangers that we got. Yeah, now I can show off your big box.
Oh, my big box of blanks. Somebody commented about that earlier. Here it is. Darla said, I'm doing the box subscription now, and I'm really enjoying watching all the painting tutorials. That's awesome.
Yeah. But this is one.
That turned out great.
Thank you. Here's another bow.
I need to have you come make my bows. That looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And then the last one is the thankful one. Oh, yeah, I put a button in this bow to hide the
zip tie or string or something.
Oh, I'm going off the grid here.
That's beautiful. That was one of the items in our big box of blanks this last time. Have you painted the witchy pumpkin yet?
Oh, yes. Where's he at?
You painted all three right away. You couldn't wait.
Well, like I said, I'm also getting ready for a craft fair in October. So I wanted to try to get as many fall things out as I could, or let's see, August, in September.
Yeah.
So that I can try to get ready for them and, you know, get stuff ready, because I don't know how much of my stuff will sell. I mean, I do good I do good when I usually make one for somebody or family, or, you know, and then I'll get like 4 orders off of that, or, you know, and that's what I did. I think your favorite one that I've done that you always talk about is the little camper that had the camping bow ribbon. Yes. And I made that for a friend, and I posted it to show, and I got like 3 orders off of that.
That's awesome.
I'll never forget giving you my business card at the event.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember me telling you, but this is for newbies ordering business cards. Make sure the phone number on the back is the correct number, not the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You were just so excited to get them in your hands. You're like, order now.
Yes. You told me that if I would order business cards, because she works at a doctor's office, she would tell anybody, you know, if they asked for it, you know, she would give them a business card, you know, so that way they know who made it.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. So any little advertisement, I'm not looking for a big, huge business. This is my hobby and I love it. And, you know, so.
Well, I was just getting ready to ask a similar question, and Darla beat me to it. She said, do you cut your own blanks, or do you order from Tamara to sell yours? I know you order some, but do you cut any yet yourself?
Okay, guys. Okay, I have to say, you can tell it's not in here. But I've got it.
That's awesome. Is it the battery? You got the corded one. Yes. I started out with a corded one too.
Oh, did you? See, I didn't even pay attention to that.
I like my battery powered one now, but I'm sure there are definitely instances when corded is better.
Yeah. I did not take my husband with me to buy this. I went and bought it myself.
Yay.
And I've asked him a couple of times to go get wood, and he's like, well, we can't because of this. And I'm fixing to go borrow his truck one of these days, or I have a Tahoe, and I'm going to get it cut and put in the back of that Tahoe, and I'm just going to start cutting.
I used to go with my minivan, and I would get the big 8-foot sheets and have Lowe's cut them in half for me so I could fit them in the back of my minivan to get them home.
Yes. And then I got me a sander.
Yay. That's awesome. You'll love it.
You know, you don't know if you can do it or not unless you try.
Right. And a lot of people are usually surprised.
So is the wood. I've gotten all my wood from Tamara. And I think for the blanks, this last time I went to Hobby Lobby when they were, I don't ever buy them on full price. I always buy them when they have them, 40 or 50% off, whatever it is. But everything else I've gotten from Tamara, and I'm spoiled with the laser because, you know, with the lines being on there, it's so great. You don't have to use the graphite paper, but it doesn't hurt. It's not hard to use the graphite paper.
Yeah. And it'll definitely expand what all you're able to do once you start cutting your own. You'll be like, ooh, I could just do this and I could do that on a whim, because us creatives, we want to do stuff on the whim when we feel like we don't want to wait for something to come in the mail for us to paint.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
You have a friend in the comments. Bert Johnston said, Heather made me a beautiful door hanger of Rosie the Riveter because I'm a cancer survivor. I love it, and her work is amazing.
Thank you, Bertie.
Let's see. Melissa had a question. She said, how long does the battery powered Jigsaw last? I don't know. I haven't actually put it to the test to use it for as long as the battery will last, but I know they make different size batteries. The larger the battery, the heavier the Jigsaw would be too, though. Yeah. So I don't know. I would imagine probably at least 45 minutes to an hour before it kills out, but I guess it just depends on how hard you're running it and if you're just, nonstop running it. So I don't really know.
Yeah, and that may be why when I got the cordless one, I was just looking for something to start out with and not spend a lot of money. And then if I really get into it, which I'm not saying I'm not, I'm just saying just for health reasons wise and stuff, if I just can't do it, then I haven't lost a lot of money.
Right.
And that was something I was going to laugh and tell you on the first time I saw the Facebook advertisement for you. Uh-huh. I thought, only $10. I can do that. And then if it looks like crap, I haven't lost anything.
Exactly. Yep. Low barrier to entry.
Look back.
Darla's asking what kind of wood we suggest to buy at the wood store. Darla, I use 1/4-inch thick plywood underlayment. If you're shopping at Lowe's, I like to get the Revolution plywood brand, but there's other brands too. So it depends on where you're shopping.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, Heather, do you have any advice for somebody who's maybe thinking about joining Painters Clubhouse? Maybe they're enjoying the workshop so far and they're like, I think I can do this, but they're not ready to make, they mentally maybe aren't ready to make the commitment to join Painters Clubhouse. Do you have any advice?
I tell you what, practice makes perfect. And that's one of the reasons why I joined that. And because I needed to find joy again. Heather needed to find something that she could do that brought joy back to her life because I didn't know what that was for a long time. And so when I started doing this, like I said, I love the community. I loved just the support you get if you're struggling with anything. They just help you out so much. But also, like I said, finding the joy again. And I've learned so much through here. Like I mentioned before, like the paintbrushes and learning how to take care of them. And you don't just learn one thing, but I've gained so much. I mean, I look at my paintings now and now I'm not going to lie. Tamara scared me to death when I first started. When she said, trust the process, I was like,
really? I don't know what process to trust.
What a process is, and I'm real OCD and everything, so I still am a slower painter, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. I have gotten a lot faster than I was when we first started, but still my perfectionism tries to kick in. But I remember you saying, if you're a perfectionist, you're not going to like this, and I was like, well, there goes me. But it has really shown me how to let go of things and not nitpick it to death. Mm-hmm. That's hard for me. If everybody really knows me on there, they know that that's really hard for me to not nitpick it to death.
We are all our own worst critics.
I was also going to say though, when you start making door hangers, or as you make each one, you can sell them and you can pay for your monthly membership. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't, take any time to do that. You can do that with one door hanger.
Yeah, you could actually pay for an entire year just by having one good paint party. Have you ever done a paint party, Heather?
That's my next goal.
Oh, yeah? When are you planning on doing one?
Well, my biggest deal is I've got to find a place. Now, my house is small. And, I mean, when I say small, it's small. I don't have enough room for, 10 women to come in. And, I mean, I guess I could really squeeze them in, but you'd hate to do that,
Find a local restaurant.
Oh, a restaurant? I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's Heidi Easley teaches that, Texas Art and Soul. She teaches to call up a couple of restaurants in town and ask them what their slowest night is of the week, and if they would like, to have people come in and do a paint party. Sometimes the restaurants will even help you advertise for it if you need help getting people in the seats. I had a local pizza restaurant in my town that had a back room that was rarely ever used, and so they let me set up in there and As long as the guests who came and painted ate pizza while they were there, they were more than happy to have us stay for 2 or 3 hours and paint. We had a blast.
Yeah, and up here there's so many places to eat at. I mean, big time. So yeah, I hadn't thought about that because I have been racking my brain about where can I do it. And we're very lucky. There's a mom group up here that you can go in. It's like, hey, ladies, well, Sundays is small business Sundays. So you can go on there and, show your little business and what you can do. And so I had just been waiting to find a place to have it. And then I was like, I just remember y'all saying the whole weekend at the live that, did you notice we haven't painted much? That most of it was just teaching.
Yeah.
Because I thought, gosh, I'm such a slow painter. I'll never be able to do that. But I thought, no, you can. We can do anything we put our minds to.
You're talking about how Heidi, when she's teaching you a paint party, she's walking around. She's not sitting at a desk.
Yes.
Like, teaching you the process of the painting. She's just giving you the place.
Yes.
And the supplies and the party. And she's pretty much, yes, if you need instructions on what to do next in your painting, she'll help you. But for the most part, she's just facilitating the energy in the room and having a great time. So you don't have to be like a super fast painter or even like the best painter to do paint parties.
And like with Miss Pam, she pretty much was just showing the different techniques and the in shading and using the stencil. So, I mean, she kind of showed you, but she wasn't doing a whole piece sitting down by herself.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized what shirt you have on because did you see my? I almost had started to wear that shirt, and I've been
twinning.
No.
We've got a few suggestions over in the comments. Marie Mosley said restaurants, wineries, breweries, retirement centers, schools, churches. There's so many places. I think I've had a party in a lot of these different places.
I have to go back and remember that and write that down because, yeah, definitely. I appreciate the suggestions. And that's this is what part of that is. That's what PC Sisters do. They help you just like that.
Sheila Arnold said outdoor parties are fun too. I've done a couple of those. One of them was at an arboretum. And they had like a little patio area. And so we set up out there. And another one, which this one was a little bit more challenging, was at a campground. And the reason it was challenging was because there wasn't really close by access to water. So we had to bring like 5-gallon buckets of water over to rinse out brushes and to have water, to wash things off. But other than that, yeah, it's a great atmosphere having it outdoors. The paint dries faster outside too.
Or something like that, because up here in Northwest Arkansas, it's very windy. Very windy. So, but yeah, I could come up with something. I could do it outside actually here.
Yeah.
Pam
said libraries. I've never had one in a library, so that would be new for me.
I wondered if we'd be too loud.
I'm sure they have like a room where they teach classes and stuff that you could do something like that.
Yeah, so nobody can hear.
Well, thank you for coming and chatting with me for just a few minutes, Heather. I've enjoyed this. I've had a great time getting to meet you in Dallas.
Thank you. I enjoyed meeting you too, because I was able to come up and ask you tips that I had trouble with, like the one that you were showing last night with the ridges on the edge.
Yes.
I've had the most horrible time with that, and I'm not doing that as much now.
Awesome. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you kind of get the hang of getting a little bit of that excess paint off your brush, it makes it a lot easier.
It does.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have a wonderful day. And if any of you guys watching want to join Painters Clubhouse, if you're in the workshop, I did put the link here in the comments. If you're not a participant in our workshop, you can join starting next Tuesday, the 23rd. We would love to welcome you into our awesome community. Thank you all. Bye, Heather.